So find your steady, easy seat. I'm actually going to sit in Virasana on a block. Thighs together, ankles hugging into the block. And then find your breath. Close your eyes. Turn your senses inward. Then bring yourself through tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, and press back into a downward facing dog. Just feel the sensations of that, even though you won't stay there, but just for a moment. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. If you stood up, then take this time to fold forward into a forward fold. And then from here, inhale, rise up, circle the arms out, reach up, and exhale, palms to the center of your chest. Inhale here. And exhale, release the arms down. Get a little bend in the knees here. Move your feet around until you feel that you're really planting down through the feet. So the feet will be connecting with the earth, but you will be coming into more of a watery action, right? Because water can move as it needs to move, and water is cleansing. So inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze, find a little back bend. And on the exhale, keep that back bend in play. Notice the arms are just coming along for the ride here. But keep the shoulders wide. And then bottom of the exhale, drop the head. Let the spine round a little bit. And on the inhale, you start off with a rounded spine. The top of the inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze, drop your arms back, and you move. And again, on the exhale, it seems like more of a back bending action as you come forward. And then on the inhale, it seems like more of a forward fold action. The top of the inhale, you come up. Okay, so just waving down with the exhale and up with the inhale. Exhale fully and softly and completely. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. The arms can come down. And then inhale, back up. And just one more like that. Enjoy washing forward and rising up. And then you'll wash down the left side to let the arms come down and roll up the right side. At the top, inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze, and then exhale, washing down and across and over. You can start to bring the arms into it if you like. They reach up as you inhale and exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down, and then change direction. Inhale, rising up. So the arms are active, but at the same time, they're very free. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up, and then wash over. And one more, I think I lost count. And then come back down. Let opposite hand find opposite elbow. Make sure that your toes are pointing straight ahead, heel straight back. If you did lose your alignment in your feet there with all that watery action. And just sway a little side to side. And let your hands come down. Whatever you can reach, if it's just your thin shins, that's fine. And just keep that swaying action, but let there be a little more space through the arms now as you sway back and forth. And then on your next inhale, bend your knees, arms circle out, lift your heart to the sky, lift your gaze, extend through your fingertips. Keep this all in place as you exhale. Release the hands down. Hands come onto the lower back and come into as much of a back bend as you can. Breathe into the back of your heart. Exhale from the back of your heart. Empty out completely. Carry on top set. I am that I am. And as you lift your gaze up, make sure you never just drop your head back and press the back of your neck. Always keep an extension through the back of the neck, through the crown of the head. And then exhale, release. And take a little wider stance now. Spinning the toes out a bit and heels in a bit. And feel that action of the balls of the feet moving back and the heels moving in. And that will allow this external rotation to be safe. If you're able to come into a little bit of a squat here, if your knees will allow that, then do that. If you're able to come into a deep squat, then do that. And whatever you're doing, legs straight, little squat, big squat. Let's find those arm circles again that we worked with earlier. So these are a little more active, not quite as watery, more air-like, you might say. And coming up a little and then down a little. But you can stay deep in the squat the whole way through. So just make sure you did change direction there. Start to feel some action in the arms, and then bringing your hands into your hip creases again. If you're more up here, that's okay. You don't need to put any strain on your knees here, but if it's available in that squat, and remember in the squat, we're not tipping forward and we're not leaning back either. We're coming into a place where the pelvis is neutral. Deep inhale, lift and spread the chest. And exhale, dip that left shoulder down, spin around, gaze behind you. It's been a long 4 years. Inhale, come back through center, and exhale, spin around, gaze to the left. Inhale back through center. And exhale, spin. Inhale back through center. Exhale, spin. If your legs are getting tired, be sure and take a break. And then come back into it. If you can stay here, do that. Fire will burn away the impurities and make you stronger. I'm working with the fire and the water today. Inhale back through center. And exhale, straighten the legs, take a little break. If you can, heel and toe out even a little wider and keep that same spin of the toes a little bit out, heels a little bit in, and that same dialing of heels forward, balls of the feet back. And you might just do a little lunge side to side, whatever your knees will allow here. And feel free to bring the hands to the floor or onto blocks. So whatever variation you're working with, what you want to feel is that if you're coming over to the right, even if it's the smallest amount because of knee issues, that you want to open that inner left thigh. If you're able to come over deeper, open it more, then just make sure you keep that outer edge of the left foot grounding down. So find the variation that works for you. Keep lifting the navel to the spine. Inhale, float through center. Exhale, moving side to side in your lunge. The next time that you come to the second side, for me that's the left side. Inhale back through center and come onto your heels and spin the toes forward. So in general, when we're spinning our feet in one direction or the other, it's best to do it from the heels. The heels are more stable and it'll be safer for your ankles also. And then again, opposite elbow to opposite hand clasping opposite elbow. Or if you're coming into just a half fold, hands can be on the thighs or the shins or the floor or on blocks. I'd rather see that extension through the side waist than the rounded spine. So if clasping the elbows brings you into a rounded spine and starts to pull on your lower back, then find another variation that allows you to be spacious in your low back. In any case, find the variation that works for you and just really sink into your breath. Elongate the exhalation. Softly let the breath out. Feel free to breathe out through the mouth at any time with a moan or a groan or a scream or a yell, whatever needs to come out. But do remember Hari Om Tat Sat. I am that I am. And then lift up a little, walk your hands out as far as you can in front of you. And then keeping the hips in line with the knees and the ankles, allow your head and your heart to just drop as much as they can towards the floor. Soft exhales. Hari Om Tat Sat. And then begin to heel and toe the feet together. Hands on the hips. If you're not already halfway up, inhale halfway up. Exhale, just float here for a minute. Feel the strength of your legs, the length of your side waist. And inhale, float your heart up as you rise to standing. From here, step to the top of your mat. Find your mountain pose. And inhale, circle up. Exhale, down in the center line, brushing the third eye, the lips, the heart, and then touching the earth. Inhale, float up halfway. Exhale, step back. Find your downward facing dog. If downward dog doesn't work for you, go to puppy or to hands and knees. And then as you're ready, forearms to the earth, walk the knees back, lower your belly down. Elbows stacking under the shoulders. Forearms drawing back, lift through the navel, heart shines forward. Pubis is heavy, legs extending back, inner thighs spinning up a bit, pinky toes spinning down a bit. Feel how that opens the lower back, even in this back bend. Sphinx pose. And then walk your fingers out to the sides a bit, tent the fingers, elbows up to the sky, and inhale, rise up. Any amount, could be this, and exhale, turn and look over your right shoulder, back towards your toes if you can. And inhale, sweep through center. You might actually lower a little bit there. And exhale, gaze over the left. And two more. Inhale through center. Exhale back. Inhale, maybe it's more of a lift. Exhale left. Inhale, maybe you sink through a bit. Exhale, maybe that's where you lift as you look back. And one more as you inhale through center. Exhale back. And then let's give the shoulders a little rest here. If you do have blocks, and those of you who don't, remember, we're going to make an appointment and I'm going to meet you at my studio and I'm going to give them to you. But we'll angle those in a bit. You can also use blankets, or you can just come to rest on your belly, a little belly down Shavasana. Not that we're going into Shavasana just yet, but just taking a little rest. But this feels really good on the deltoids. Let them rest here. Let the arms be out or back, whatever's best for you. And if you can, let the forehead actually drop all the way down onto the mat, or maybe you have another support that keeps your neck feeling safe. Carry on to a set. With your inhale, wash the whole back body from the soles of the feet, through the calves, through the hamstrings, the buttocks, the lower back, the back ribs, the back of the heart, the back of the neck, the whole back of the skull. And then exhale, release it back down, back of the skull, back of the neck, back of the heart, back of the ribs, the lower back, the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, the soles of the feet. So see if you might just wash the breath through 2 more times. I am that I am. And then coming up, keeping those blocks angled, bringing your forearms onto the blocks and pressing your palms together. Again, if you don't have blocks, then you'll simply press your forearms into the mat, but bring your palms together. And if it's available, tuck your toes under. I had to scooch up a little bit to get into proper alignment here. Tuck them toes under, and don't let the hips sag down and don't let them hike up. Find that place where the heels point straight back, heart is wide pointing forward. Knees can come down if that's what you need, but you should feel some nice core engagement in any case. And then exhale, come down onto your knees. If your knees are not happy, you can go ahead and come into a seated position for a moment. We'll all meet there. But if you can, be on your knees in Balasana. Bring your elbows to the blocks. Keep the palms in Namaste and let the head drop down between the blocks. So rather than letting the shoulder blades kind of crunch in towards the spine here, wrap the musculature out around the outer shoulders into the armpits and breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. Let the shoulders release any weight that they are carrying, any weight that does not belong to you. Let it go. Elongating the breath, emptying out that exhalation softly, or opening the mouth and letting out a sound, any sound that needs to come out. And notice what it is that maybe you're releasing now from your shoulders. And then let the arms straighten out, release the namaste, and walk yourself back up. And again, find your steady, easy seat. Pause and feel the benefits of your practice so far. So in your steady, easy seat, you might sit with your right ankle in front of you, or if it's available, you'll stack your right knee on top of your left knee. Gomukhasana legs, so either swastikasana or gomukhasana. And feel free to put a pillow or a bolster or a rolled up blanket here, and that will help you to keep some space in the front body. Inhale, open the front body. Exhale, fold. So yes, the front body will compress a little bit, but see if you can keep some space there. And at the same time, create as much space as you can in the back body by really moving the hip creases down and back, keeping the sit bones grounded, lengthening through the back of the neck, extending through the crown of the head. Keep the collarbones lifted and a little bit floating. No matter how deeply you might end up folding in, keep those collarbones from collapsing. Deepening your breath. Focusing on your exhalations. Hari Om Tat Sat. I am that I am. Bring the breath into the back of the lungs and let these last couple of postures really be a support for any grieving process that you are in. Bringing the breath into the lungs. The lungs are the repository of all our grief, sadness, loss. So bring that life-giving breath there and then exhale completely. Let your grief be purified by that exhalation. Feel your kidneys opening, another purification organ, helping you to support releasing and letting go. And then inhale to come up. And if your knees didn't allow you to do that posture seated and you needed to be on your back, see if you might come up and try this supported twist You can use a couple of blankets or a bolster. And we'll do the whole thing on the other side, don't worry. But it really supports both of these postures to do them in this sequence. So see how I'm coming into my windshield wiper legs here, knees bent, right foot to left thigh, and again going towards the right, hugging my support up into my right hip, and then coming to lie down, feeling the twist here. And if it's best for you, rest onto your right temple, right cheek, right jaw. Close your eyes, draw your senses inward, and breathe. Feel how there's a little compression on the right side body, squeezing out that ascending colon. Again, purifying all that we need to digest and assimilate. Letting that left descending colon be open for now. And if it's available, lift up, turn your head in the other direction, resting your right cheek, right temple onto whatever support you're using. And again, breathing into the back of the heart. Exhaling from the back of the heart. Releasing any attachment to what causes you suffering. Allowing that grief to be processed. And just really slowing it all down. Instead of rushing through that fight and flight instinct being activated, allow yourself to feel in, feel through the whole process. And the only way to do that is to really slow it down and rest into your breath. Inhale through your nose. If you can, exhale through your nose. But at any time, feel free to exhale through an open mouth. And inhale, rise up, preparing for the other side. Maybe go ahead and move the bolster or the blankets over to the other side. And now putting the left ankle in front or stacking the left knee on top of the right. So set yourself up, plant those feet, plant those sit bones. Inhale, open the front body, and exhale, fold in. And again, feel all the way in and through. Keep a sense of space in the front body, even though it's a little bit compressed. Breathe into the lower back ribs. Again, slowing down the grieving process. Feeling into any sadness. Feeling your way through any sense of loss. And inhale, rise. Now, our restorative twist, windshield wiper, legs, folding the knees, left foot to right thigh, pulling the bolster or the blankets in towards you, and then turning towards the bolster, lifting up and then lengthening as you lay yourself down. You might be coming onto your left cheek, or at some point you might lift up and turn and rest on to your right cheek. Either way, there's a gentle twist happening here. A little compression through the left side now. Just encouraging what is no longer needed to move on through. Purifying through the lungs and the kidneys and the digestive organs so that we retain the essence of what is true, what is beneficial, what is nourishing. And then the rest we release and to let go. Hari Om Tat Sat. I am that I am. And very slowly inhaling to come up and out of the twist. Feeling the benefits oftentimes more afterwards, and that's why we pause and feel. Closing your eyes, turning your senses inward, inner listening, inner sight, inner feeling, inner tasting, smelling even that inner terrain. And then preparing yourself for Shavasana, bringing the bolster or any supports that you need under your legs or your knees or under your neck or your head. Just make sure you don't crank your head up. You want to keep a nice alignment here, but some of you need a little support there in order to do that. Open up your arms, palms to the sky. Maybe walk those shoulder blades out, lengthen through the back of the neck, and rest.